Yes, welcome back to the program. 23 minutes past 8 in Johannesburg, South Africa. Now, an article on Sports 24 as Cricket South Africa prepares for this weekend Solidarity Cup at Centurion on July the 18th. That was Mandela Day, so this written last week. It does so under a cloud of racial tension. The experimental three-team match known as 3TC will be the first cricket in action in South Africa since the nationwide coronavirus lockdown was first implemented in March this year. Now, we're not so much interested in the results of what happened over the weekend, but more so in the tension that exists at Cricket South Africa and amongst current and former players. I'm joined online now by cricket analyst Suleiman Moden. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the program.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah for having me, Azhar.
All right, so we see that right now the hashtag BLM or Black Lives Matter seems to be very closely associated with cricket in South Africa. How so? What has resulted in this?
Well, firstly, let me say it takes a lot of courage for a young man to make a stance, Lungi Ngidi, to back a cause like this, which was taken off globally. And while still being an active player, normally a retired player would have taken a stance like that. But after the George Floyd incident in America, it's all about creating awareness, especially coming here in a country like South Africa, who was led previously by an apartheid government. So yeah, that's basically Lungi Ngidi. He started this BLM movement a couple of weeks ago, and a couple of the older players, the ex-national players, they had a go at him, your Butcher Dupenar and Pat Simcox, etc. And yeah, it was a good stance taken by Lungi Ngidi all lives, the BLM movement.
All right, so Suleiman, basically, he stood up and voiced his support for the Black Lives Matter campaign that's now trending around the world. But what does it say about the history of relationships and race relationships within the cricket fraternity in South Africa, particularly amongst players and the management structures of cricket in the country?
Yeah, well, since we've come back from isolation, that's like 26 years now. Transformation, that's the big thing with regards to cricket, with Cricket South Africa. They need to implement it now. Yeah, that's the biggest problem with regards to black players given more opportunity. If you look at what you call this last week, 35 players, which includes some coaches, and you will see more coming out in support of Mr. Ngidi. Guys like Protea captain Faf du Plessis, Dwayne Pretorius, coming forward in support, and I expect more to follow. And in context, it's important in South Africa with our past, trying to push for equality and transformation. Another point is, one thing, putting your name behind the BLM, as Cricket South Africa have done, but we need to see it implemented and not by lip service only. Even the cricketing unions say that they're ready to support the stance. Yeah.
Have there been any clear-cut cases of players being marginalized during their tenure as South African players or Proteas, where they have experienced racism from other players?
Well, the last couple of weeks we've had the older players like Makhaya Ntini and Etienne Balati have come in, like they weren't comfortable in the setup. If you look at what Makhaya had to say, that was really disappointing. That he felt lonely being in the change room or in the bus. In fact, what he went and said that when the team bus should go back to the hotel, he should just leave his dirty clothes in the bus and he should walk back or run back to the hotel. So, and another point was Etienne Balati. He was a Titans player, and he made a point with regards to he should play all three formats, and he was getting paid less compared to other players who are only playing one format. So that's the balance Cricket South Africa needs to implement now.
Looking at the opportunities that avail themselves in the developmental stages of young players coming through the ranks and making it into the Protea squad, it's obviously quite a lot of hard work and effort and development of raw talent that gets you to that point. It would obviously still be skewed in favor of those who have the opportunities to get the chances to, at the training, at the facilities, and at the schools that they attend. It still seems that a white minority has the prime chances of getting there and reaching there because of the availability of these facilities.
100%, I agree with that. If you look at most of the Protea players, they've come from the elite schools of South Africa. The youngsters from the Model C schools, there's not many coming through. The young, they basically need to be given opportunities with regards to. That's why Cricket South Africa need to push for transformation. That's why they implemented the quota system in franchise cricket, where you have to have 6 players of color, and that's basically it.
How do you think, Suleiman, this situation right now, with players almost finding themselves in 2 separate camps of past players and current players, and that split that's there, do you think it will affect the results that the South African team will produce in years to come, or do you think it will take them to a new positive level where they can now begin to, after they've cleared out all of this history and open up to themselves and being honest with themselves, they can now progress as a national team and even go to greater heights?
Yeah, personally, I feel all the cricketing heads need to sit on a table and come to a solution. Media bashing is not going to help. That's what has been happening the last 2-3 weeks. So I expect positive results coming out from this going forward. Cricket South Africa, they've always produced great cricketers, be it black or white, because if you think about the black cricketers, we've produced great players like Makaya Ntini, Hashim Amla, etc. So going forward, I don't see results being poor or anything like that, but they just need to get the cricketing brains together and come to a solution what needs to be implemented going forward.
Cricket analyst Suleiman Moden, Jazakallah khairan. Thank you so much for joining us on Salam Media and for sharing that insight with us. You go well. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam. Jazakallah for having me.